Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today we visit Leanna's Books and More in Austintown. It's a locally owned bookstore. And for Easter, I prepare ricotta pineapple pie. But first, it's new to our area, Nothing Bundt Cakes. Well, back in August of last year, Ron and Cecilia became new residents to Mahoning County. And they moved up here to open up Nothing Bundt Cakes. And you have really made a splash in our dessert market. What made you come to the Mahoning Valley?
Well, we love this cake. I mean, we've been big consumers of the product for years.
You don't look like it.
Well, trust me, we have eaten a lot of this cake over the years. And so we lived in Dallas-Fort Worth, and we would always go to the bakery. And whether it was treating ourselves, which we have perfect cakes for treating yourselves,
yes.
And then we've got cakes for all types of celebrations. And we'd just stop in and get a cake for ourselves, eat it up. We'd take something to a party. We'd be the hit of the party,
loved it,
right?
Yeah.
And they loved it. So we really wanted to be in the business. And in order to get into the business and be a bakery owner for Nothing Bundt Cakes, we were going to have to move across the country to do it. We had been.
So they have certain markets that they're looking to expand into.
That's correct. It's there's over 425 locations nationally.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of markets available right now where you can expand. This was one of them. We had been up here multiple times on business, loved the area. It's a very family-oriented community.
It is, and we love our desserts. Let me tell you,
exactly.
Here. How do you spread the word about your cakes?
Yeah, it's interesting. We weren't ever really too concerned about that portion because a couple of things. The cake is amazing.
Speaks
it tastes
for itself.
great, right?
Yes.
And philosophically, the way we like to run our business, we felt like it would fit perfectly with this community because we're very focused on delivering high quality products, and customer service is at the center of everything we do. And so we just felt like that it would fit well. We weren't ever concerned about not fitting in. We just wanted to get the cake out into people's mouths.
Yes. What are the most popular flavors that you're selling here?
Well, the most popular is chocolate chip, red velvet, white chocolate raspberry, and lemon. And then now our seasonal is strawberries and cream, and that's very popular right now.
So when you really looked into the business, I mean, were you impressed? Obviously, you were impressed with the ingredients and presentation and the way they conduct themselves.
Yeah, it was multiple factors. We had already been in the franchise industry for quite a few years, so we had experience running businesses, but there was something that drew us to Nothing Bundt Cakes, and it was really from a value proposition standpoint. When you look at the types of cakes we have, it really fits just about everybody's buying consumption pattern, right? You've got it for birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations. If you want to treat yourself, you can come in and treat yourself at, in our case, $4.50 for a little buntlet. If you're going to somebody's house, you can pick up a box of buntinis, which are 12 delicious cakes that are snack size, and you make a great impression.
Darling.
So it's really, it fit so well with consumer behavior and how people consume cake, and also share it with others and bring joy to others. So that is one element of this process for us. The other was the culture of this brand is phenomenal. The leadership is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we know that because we were so hyped about becoming Nothing Bundt Cakes bakery owners that we...
You better be. I mean, you've really invested a lot in this.
We did. And so because we owned another business, we had to divest ourselves of that first. And in that process, we got... Her brother opened a bakery, Nothing Bundt Cakes Bakery in upstate New York.
You're kidding. You guys are like evangelists,
that's
right? Spreading
exactly,
the word.
Exactly.
I mean, what is the shelf life of the product?
So our buntlets last the longest because they're in a self-contained container. And so if you keep them refrigerated, they're good for 5 days. But yes, we bake fresh daily. Everything is handcrafted right here on site. We bake, The frosting is a scratch-made
Oh
recipe.
my gosh, that frosting is incredible.
It is.
It is delicious. It looks like you two don't eat it, but I did, and it's delicious.
Don't worry, I do.
We taste it every day.
Do you do a lot of weddings?
We do.
Like wedding cakes? I mean, when I saw the pictures, that's wild.
There's a couple of reasons why brides love, and the bride and the groom love doing nothing bundt cakes for weddings, and that is the cake it's an elegant frosting that you have on it, right? So it really looks upscale and premium, and the value, it doesn't cost a lot for it in comparison to traditional wedding cakes.
And everybody will eat it.
And everybody eats it.
You don't have any leftovers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the cake itself. And they usually do a tiered cake, which we have on display over here with the drizzle frosting. But for all the people that are at the reception, having one type of cake or one flavor is, it's hard to satisfy everybody's flavor palates, but our buntinis are perfect for that occasion because they're snack-sized cakes. You can get them in multiple flavors, and it looks amazing and tastes amazing. So that's why we do showers, wedding showers, baby showers, weddings,
first
gatherings.
communion. I mean, there are so many things. Graduations.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things, especially now that we finally have loosened up everything.
Yes.
Now this is the signature petals.
Yes.
And this always has the same frosting, every bundt cake.
Correct.
Okay.
We just have different frosting techniques.
Okay.
This is the petals, and then we also have a drizzle.
Yeah, I like the drizzle. It's
Yes,
a little.
it's very elegant.
Yeah, it is. It kind of looks
Yes.
like fireworks.
Yes.
All right, so Ron is horrible at this, but you have
I am
mastered
the queen.
this. Okay, so let me see
Watch
you
me
do this.
flop now, right? Wait, I gotta put my glasses on for this.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
I understand.
I gotta put some in the middle.
Okay, so some always goes in the middle.
So we're gonna.
Out, in. Oh my, that was quick. Wow. Ooh. Okay,
Let
that
me-
kind of stunk. Okay, I think we've got one that we're gonna be able to eat, guys. If you guys want, we got a clunker here. We're gonna have to eat it ourselves. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
Kamara Jewelers is the place to buy an engagement ring because we want a relationship with you that lasts a lifetime. Your commitment with her is the same commitment we have to you.
We want to sit down with you and teach you about diamonds so you're educated on what you're buying. We have the largest selection we ever have, which is the largest in the area, and at the best value. And if it's not something in our case, we could always custom make it. We can make any dream come true.
Get real, get Kamara.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living. Join the Isle and Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available at $13 an hour. Given is living.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
At Boardman Mitsubishi, we service all makes and models with state-of-the-art equipment and expertise. Need replacement parts, detailing, maintenance? You'll find it all here. Call Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
I'm Elizabeth Bernard. For more than 30 years, I've provided our Valley with sound legal advice. My associate Jennifer Rigetti and I will be your legal representatives if you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident. Don't try to handle it yourself. We'll navigate the red tape of dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the obstacles that you'll face. Remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases, and hiring a lawyer does not mean you have to go to court.
Call attorney Elizabeth Bernard, local legal experience for more than 30 years.
Family-owned Mayflower Woolham Insurance Group is your full-service independent agency. Our family works with a variety of insurance companies, so you have the best choices for your insurance needs. Let us find the right product at the right price. Personal lines, business, farm, commercial insurance, life insurance. Trust locally owned Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important.
We'll take care of the details.
Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
You better come on in my kitchen.
Well, the Casey Malone Show is having a kitchen vacation. What do you think about the new digs? We are going to do some cooking today in McCabe and Chrissy Patrick's brand new kitchen. When I saw this thing, I said, you guys better let me cook a couple dishes in here. And in honor of Easter, I'm going to make a pineapple ricotta pie. I love ricotta pie, and at Easter time, my Italian friends always make them for me. And I grabbed this recipe, and I've made this the last few years. This is from the Greater Italian Fest, and they were celebrating their 25th anniversary. So I got this when they were selling them downtown, and this lovely woman, Vivian Corso Cormel, makes an excellent ricotta pineapple pie. The only variation is she makes her own crust, and I'm using a store-bought 9-inch graham cracker crust. For this recipe, you'll need a pre-made 9-inch graham cracker crust, 1/2 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 15 ounces of ricotta cheese, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple and heavy syrup, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So before we get started, I am going to drain the heavy syrup from the crushed pineapple. So I'm going to use a whole milk ricotta cheese, 15-ounce container that comes right out. And then I'm going to add the 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, the granulated sugar, the 2 eggs, the vanilla. We use the cornstarch twice in this recipe, but the 2 tablespoons go in at the beginning. And then she calls for the lemon zest. And I found that the amount she called for is actually 1 lemon. Well, I've already preheated McCabe's oven to 350 degrees. And you know how I love my immersion blender. Well, the first few times I made this, I used the regular hand mixer, and it worked out fine. Well, the last few times I've made this, I used my immersion blender, and it doesn't add as much air, and I didn't have as many bubbles, and it was actually smoother and creamier. So I'm gonna use it again, and it's less to clean up. So all you have to do is use the immersion blender and just stir this together. I know it looks like a mess, but once you get it all mixed together with the egg and the cream and the ricotta, It smooths down really nicely. And you just pour this mixture into the pre-made 9-inch pan. I'm gonna put this in the 350-degree oven for 50 minutes. And the edges will get a golden brown and the center will still be a bit jiggly. So over medium heat, you're going to add the juice of 1 lemon, and that's the lemon I just zested. And see, look at, this is all the syrup that came out of that can of pineapple. And it's really about a cup. So I'm only gonna use half of this. So I'm gonna pour half of this in, and I can't see. So I'm gonna pour half a cup in, and the other half you're just gonna have to drink or do something else with. And then you add the cornstarch. And then what we're gonna do is warm this up and keep stirring it until it becomes thick. All right, see how it's not liquidy anymore, and see how it's like a nice syrup? See how it sticks to the spoon? All right, so now I'm just gonna turn off the burner, and now I'm going to add the drained pineapple. I'm just gonna mix this together until it all combines. And then I'm just gonna leave it here and let it get to room temperature. Wait for the pie to come out of the oven. And then everything will cool to room temperature before we assemble it. Cover it and refrigerate it for at least an hour, but actually I think overnight is best. Chrissy, cheers.
Casey,
thank you for letting me
can't believe
use
you're
your
here.
kitchen.
I really never wanted to use the kitchen.
Well, you know what? The manager on duty said I could use it.
I
And
know.
McCabe,
I just am here for his
exactly.
pleasure. What are we enjoying?
Isn't this delicious?
I didn't try it.
It is. It's a cava from Spain, Galita.
Oh, that is really
Kenny
good.
said we were going to enjoy it.
I love that, Ken. And then we cheers to Viv for the great
and
recipe.
Vivian. Now you haven't tasted it yet. I've already had this like 5 times.
You already ate it?
Well, I've been making it. Tell me what you think.
Oh, wow. That's
Isn't that
really
delicious?
good.
So to Vivian,
what you're doing,
to
Vivian.
Christine, and to McCabe, go to my website, caseymaloneshow.com, for this ricotta pineapple pie recipe.
Yummy.
Cheers. We'll be right back with more local flavor. I am here with Rude the Dude at the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. What is happening?
Nothing. You know, we just finished off last year strong with all of our parties in the banquet room. So we're starting already to book parties this spring in the banquet room also. We got a couple things we're working on for outside in the parking lot, a couple different big events that we'd like to put on this year for everybody. So we're just, we're starting the year out strong and starting to get ready.
Oh, looking forward to spring. And don't forget, you're looking for those local beers, they are right here on tap at the Magic Tree. And I gotta tell you, this Nitro Brew coffee is made right here.
Yeah, we make this in-house with our roasted beans from the Youngstown Coffee Company. So we support local coffee, beer, and food.
Oh man, always something happening right here. Go to their website, magictreepubandeatery.com, and find out more.
Donate now. GavaCamp has a generous family that will match every dollar you donate. Help us build a barrier-free educational camp for our friends with special needs. Visit our website or call for more details. Giving is living.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
I'm all about local, and my bank is Farmers National Bank. Farmers is the true hometown bank in the Mahoning Valley, standing strong for our local families and businesses since 1887. Farmers is also future-focused with a lab branch, interactive teller machines, and best-in-class mobile mortgage app. We've all learned the value of local relationships, businesses, and communities. Switch to Farmers. Well, I am here with Leanna Hillard, and she is the Leanna behind Leanna's Books. And I've got to tell you, this is a new addition to my neighborhood, right here in the plaza next to Rulli Brothers. You opened last November.
Yes.
I am absolutely thrilled to have an independently owned bookstore right here in my backyard.
Thank you so much.
Now, you own those stores over in Pennsylvania.
Right.
But what made you come to Austintown?
Well, we've been looking to come to Austintown, actually in this whole area. We looked in Poland, Boardman, everywhere. And then when we were looking at Austintown, nice community, no bookstore. So we thought, there's where we want to go.
And the space is huge.
Yes.
You cannot believe the prices
Thank you.
the selection. How did you get into the book business?
When it started was about almost 11 years ago. I got laid off from my job. I was a sales rep, and Vince worked for Ollie's Bargain Outlet. And he said, Leanna, why don't you sell some books at the flea market? Do something fun. And I said, well, I love kids' books. Let's do it. So that's how it started. We bought a pallet of children's books. We literally sorted them in my grandfather's barn. And then every Wednesday and Sunday,
Four Seasons Flea
Market.
Yeah,
Right, that's it. Four Seasons Flea Market's where it started. Our anniversary, 10 years. Will be this March.
Congratulations. That is
Thank
awesome.
You so much. Yeah.
I mean, that is such a great story. And then you're Grove City.
Yep, at the Grove City Outlets.
And then now?
And then we just opened here. This is our big one. This is a 10,000 square foot store. So
now everything is always discounted.
Correct.
Let's go over here like the classics.
But yeah, no, every book is. And how we do our price structure for the Leannas is every book is discounted every day. And if it's $24.99 and under, automatically you get 10% off. If it's $24.99 and higher, automatically 20% off. And then we do our New York Times bestsellers. We do those every week. They're over here every week. Every week we go through, one of the staff, they'll go through and check out the New York Times bestsellers. And then what we do is we do the top 7 hardcover in nonfiction and the top 7 in nonfiction, or fiction and nonfiction. Same thing on each side. And then the hardcovers, while they're the New York Times bestseller in the store on the shelf, they're automatically 30% off. On our online, we do have a website, leannasbooks.com. On our website, every book is 20% off. So you can order it online and then choose any book, but there's like 10 million books you can choose from.
Right.
So then what you do is you order it online, and then there's a little spot and you can pick which store do you want to pick it up from. So say you pick Austintown, okay? Then you pay for your book and you close out, and then what happens, that book will come into here to the store. As soon as we click, scan it in, your name flags, and then we call you or we email you and say, hey Casey, your book is in, you can come anytime and pick it up. It's here, it sits behind our desk, and then you just come pick it up.
What is that? What is the slogan for that?
It's local is a click away. Local is a click away.
That's right. But I mean, Nicholas Sparks. Well, I mean, you've got a lot of really hot authors on
Yes, we do. I was so excited. We just got the Nicholas Sparks in about a month ago, first time ever.
See Me, The Best of Me, The Guardian. I mean, my gosh, this guy must write like 24/7. Here is a great section too. You have all of, all these local books about our region. And I can't believe this selection. I mean, with Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania and the Mahoning Valley and Warren, I mean,
They're great, aren't they? Great.
And do these sell? I mean, these are popular, aren't they?
They're, yes.
Haunted Cleveland. You would love this book, Bill. Haunted Put-in-Bay. I mean, I didn't even know these books existed.
No. So this is our warehouse. So this is where all of the bargain books you see, the $5.99ers.
Yes.
They all come into here first. And our staff, they work very hard and do diligent, a lot of work. They check them all in. And then we'll put them in here, and then we go ahead and feed the other stores, the Leanna's stores, and then we put them at $5.99. But while they're here, every book on this side, every book, no matter what section, 70% off every day.
And when you are interviewing people, do you make sure that they are avid readers and really interested in, books?
You know what? They just seem to. We had like an open interview day, and we had a really nice turnout. Thank God. We did. Everybody was nice, and they were all book lovers. I mean, everybody were book lovers. I mean, yeah, you need to kind of like books, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
But
yeah.
but it was great because everybody that came in that day just loved them, and we actually hired almost everybody that day because everybody seemed so nice and everybody works really hard. And when it's slow, it's great. You can read a book, but when it's busy, oh boy, God bless their hearts, they work very hard.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.